Gentlemen, welcome back to another video. My name is Striker.
My name is Luba.
Now, today is a pretty interesting topic, I think. Something that we talk about quite a bit. And the topic is, why do we prefer, will we say that? Why do we prefer our clients to date English-speaking ladies? And I'm going to pass this one over to Luba. She has a lot of experience with this, with our clients on tour, and I think she can shed a little bit of light on this topic. What do you reckon?
First of all, I want to start with how it started. Last year during the lockdown, during the COVID, everything was panicking, like, what's going on, what is happening, what's going to happen in the future, will we ever see real people again? We got calls from our partners, from our agencies, and we were discussing like what actually can we do, and they said like you should try, do this like calls and Zooms, because our ladies are really open to that. And I thought, I don't want to do that. Like we were discussing, and Striker saying, nah, like what are we turning into? And then I said, but what if it will be English speaking ladies? And
no translator.
No translator, because it's you're losing the point. Like when we're sitting three of us, like in real life, then you can still see the lady, you can see how she interact, how she talk. But when it's like on Zoom, it's very, very difficult. Sorry. And Striker said English, it's interesting. So I started talking to our partners, and they said like, Luba, it will never work. It's impossible. It's impossible. Like, no, like we have maybe 5 English speaking girls. Maybe we have 10. I said, but maybe you should go to your database, because like literally you put the girls like 2 or 3 years ago. Maybe somebody learned the language. Maybe somebody, improved it, or maybe traveled somewhere or for work. So they start calling, and still, the response was like, oh, no, Luba, it will never work. The same name as my favorite book about Netflix, that will never work. And so, no, it will not work. Don't even try. I said, okay, how many girls you have? 5? Put 5 on the website. You have 10? Put 10. So I talked to all of our partners, and Striker said, what was the number that you asked me? He said, can you please make it?
It was like 150. I said, if we have 150 ladies...
Or something, 100 maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
I also don't.
Like 150 ladies or something like that.
I said, you said 100, and I said, okay, so I started calling, and like, it seems that we start having like around 150. And I said, can you please not go to the website before like Christmas or something? So he said, why is that? I said, I want to surprise you. So when he went there, I don't know how big of a surprise was that, but for me, it was like it was so interesting, because even agencies, they were shocked. They said, Lubachka, we've been talking to this lady, and really like so many girls over these years learned the language. Like they start speaking, and they willing to speak. Like they're not scared to speak without interpreter. So I was feeling pretty good, and to be honest, I was still a little bit skeptical about that and didn't have much hope. But that we will have over 700 English-speaking girls, I definitely did not expect. So
every week, like the agencies that we work with, they load their girls in every week. So we have to go in there and we have to like check it and make it, and we have to approve it, and it goes in there, and it just slowly grows. And yeah, it was like the other week, it was like
763 or something.
700, yeah, it was something. It was over 7. It was like, these are all ladies that speak English, and
we start
and that are willing to have a Zoom call. Because it wasn't just that they speak English, it was like, would they have a Zoom call without a translator? We turn it on Zoom, and they can, exchange numbers afterwards and just continue the interaction. And one of the first clients we had that did Rocket Match Plus, they're now engaged. Are they engaged or married?
Yeah, waiting for the documents.
Waiting for the documents, living together in Dominican Republic, right? And this for me was like, wow, okay, it was an experiment. A lot of the stuff we do is an experiment. We're trying to push the boundaries. People say you can't do that. You have to do it this way. You have to conform to whatever else is in this dating industry. But like Luba says, she's read this book about Netflix, and the title of the book is called That Will Never Work. And basically, Netflix technically should never have worked. So it's an interesting way to approach things. It's just to try and find the edge, push it a little bit, keep pushing, and see, when will it break, basically. So.
But this video is not about how things that making me motivated. It's just about like
why English-speaking ladies. Yeah, the topic of the video is that, and it's we know that. I know that when I came over to Ukraine, it was all about, okay, I don't want to, my personality is that I like to make jokes, I like to make her laugh. That's how I, interact with women, basically. And we believe that that's important, whether it's making her laugh, whether it's having some emotional connection with her, whatever it is. It's much, much easier if you speak the same language. And if I was to ask Luba this question, how many of our couples speak the same language? I'll say speak the same language because we've got a couple that speaks
Spanish.
speaks Spanish. Like she speaks Spanish, he speaks Spanish. He doesn't speak Russian. She doesn't speak English. So
yeah,
how
but
many?
he's from US.
But he's from US. Yeah. So how many of our couples
It's
can
about
communicate?
80% like of the couples that they speak the same language, they speak English, and about 20 that they don't speak or like they learning, because one of our couples that the lady is already in US, and by the way I know that they still watching all of our videos, so hello guys, and they like when they met, like she didn't speak barely nothing of English, and so over the years while they was waiting for the visa, she started learning, she started getting better, and she now lives in US. Of course her English is far from great, but she said that she's in US already for 2 months. She said it's still a little bit difficult to speak, but it's much easier to understand. She said I definitely understand them much better. So I just want to say that of course like I see this development, I see this how over these 12 years that I work, like when I came and people didn't have like internet at home, that now everybody's learning, everybody has apps, and when we come on the days like they start sharing, I'm learning Russian on Rosetta Stone, I'm learning English like on this like walkie-talkie whatever app. And one thing that is kind of funny is that girls become so much more motivated these days for dating, for getting better job, for traveling, because now the borders I want to say borders are open, but for Ukraine, Ukraine for a long time was closed to go to European Union, to like Schengen countries, and nowadays, like a couple of years ago, they opened that, so you don't need a visa. And of course, people was able, and a lot of low costers came, and people was able to travel, so we're able to travel. So of course, everybody started learning English, and a lot of our partners, they do like Instagram when I come to the city, and they do the videos that I'm here with the guys and they dating. So a lot of ladies get motivated that like so this couple got married because she was speaking English, like we kind of like say yes, it's just because like she speaks English. And so ladies become more and more motivated. They asking which movies to watch, which classes to visit, and I definitely see the progress in that.
Yeah, and it's like it's not a lot of these companies started like I guess we started late. We only started last year, so for us it was, we didn't have to deal with what was going on before the Maidan revolution, before really good, I say good access to internet, but I'm probably talking more about things like YouTube and all these channels where it's very easy to educate yourself for free if you've got the time, So we came in after that. About 10, 15 years ago when some of these companies came in, they would tell you, they don't speak English, so what can you do? You either learn Russian or she'll learn English, and that's just the way that it is. And that was the way that it was. But things are a little bit different now, and Luba is right. If a guy is standing there and he's looking at two ladies and they're both very beautiful, they both look good, they're both very feminine, one speaks English and one doesn't, he will usually sort of gravitate to the one that speaks English. Otherwise, the other one really has to bring really like so much to the table to overshadow the fact that of the communication, that he can communicate with one and not with the other. So there is that there, But yeah, as Luba said before, like about 80% of our clients speak the same language, can speak the same language. So we see that as part of the success. And so that's why, when you sign up for one of our tours, whether it's Rocket Match or whether it's a Rocket Tour, you'll get access to this 700 ladies that you can take a look at, and if you like them, like any of the ladies, we can then go back to our partners and say, what do you think about this? Here's this profile. You've obviously taken good photos and all that sort of stuff. And that's how we sort of start the matchmaking progress. From there, Luba will learn a little bit more about you, and we progress.
So far, like on our tours nowadays, like when we have like 12 to 15 matches, more than half of the girls are speaking English, so guys choosing them, and interaction goes good in both way. And some girls like more confident, and even if they don't speak English, they use they have no problems of using translator. And it just reminds me of one very interesting date that we have on the last tour. So the girl was telling, like the guy asked her how she got to the agency, and she said that her sister got married and she moved to don't remember Germany or US, like I don't want to lie, but I don't remember. So but she speak, I think Germany, but she speak German, like she speak German. And so later on we find out, like she said, that it was her twin sister. And so they look identical, but because that lady speak the language, it was easy, and she wanted to find international relationship. For her it was, and I think that she moved to Germany, but she was speaking English. This is what I think. But anyway, these girls said, for me now, like, because it's the sisters, of course, it's competition, she say, I will learn English this year for sure, because she see the results. She see, like, somebody needs the motivation, somebody needs a little bit push to see, like, why you need to learn the language. And a lot of guys asking, I heard it, like, when I was working for other companies, they were saying, like, but why the girls, like, if they come for international agency, they're not speaking English, they're speaking the language. And maybe you also have this question, and the answer is that everybody needs different kind of motivation to start doing something. The same as you, maybe not like you think, it would be good to learn Russian before you go, but I don't know much people who really do speak it before they actually come. When you start dating, when you start, like, your progress goes so much faster, because you can share this between each other on phone, on Skype, on FaceTime, and you can share that, and it's so much faster. Even the guy that we met, met a lady on the latest tour, he was learning just few words, and now, because your English is, like, I would say 65 to 70%, not super perfect, but they still communicate. And even on a date, like, I was not there, now he's calling me and he says some words in Russian, because over this, like, month, or like even a little bit more, like, they're practicing and he's learning some, and he's very motivated, because soon he will have to meet with your mother, with your with your family, and so of course he wants to say something. So motivation is a big thing. But I'm telling you right now that the significant difference in amount of people who speak English in Ukraine in these 12 years is just enormous. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and we're not saying that you should discount dating a woman because she doesn't speak English. In fact, we have a section in our Heart Rocket dating course where we talk about non-English speaking ladies and the benefits, some of those benefits that can be in place because she doesn't speak English. And one of them is that if a lady speaks English, she can easily express herself through words. And from what we have seen, like, in fact, one of our couples that the lady didn't speak, or she didn't, I think now she speaks a little bit of English, but she's learning, but at the time she didn't. And our client described the date with her was that she was so affectionate and warm to show him that she really liked him, because she couldn't speak English. So she can't just say, hey, I really like you. She couldn't really say that, or he couldn't understand it if she said it. So she has to show him through physical affection. So, and for him, that was, like, huge. For him, that was like this warmth coming from a woman that, maybe he never felt before, hadn't felt in a long time. And so that in itself was a benefit of that, is that she has to show him in another way. So you can dissect it and cut it up and look at it in many different ways, but for us,
but somebody is more like they call us and they say only English speaking. Okay,
in fact, most of like, I would say 90.
But I would put it 70 to 30. I would still meet, like, if you're meeting 10 ladies, I will let it go, like, 3-4 ladies would not speak English. And I think that you will find it interesting, even for you, because as I say, like, we have example when the couple created by no speaking English, or even, like, I know that guys like to joke and they think, like, oh, I want her to understand. All of our couples, like, now we're going to meet, I don't know when this video will be posted, but we're going to meet with one of our couples. I know that they have a lot of loves and they have a lot of, but still I know that there's something that she doesn't understand, but it's okay. They're getting there, and with the time she will get better and better in her English. So I guess this is the topic.
That's it. We just, I mean, it was kind of, the topic was like, why do we prefer English speaking ladies? And really at the end of the day, it comes down to communication. But even then, you still have to communicate sometimes on a childlike talking level, like you're talking to like a 10-year-old, short sentences and stuff like that. But for us going forward, like, we prefer our clients, well, not say it's not that we prefer them to be in any relationship, I guess, but what I'm saying is that, like, from what we see, it seems to progress faster with less problems if they can both communicate in the same language. So we would never, I'll just finish on this bit here. What I was saying is that we would never say to you, like, if you've got really bad communication with a lady, we would never say, hey, look, don't worry about the communication part, just, don't worry if she can't. We would never say that. So if you can communicate with each other well on whatever level and you don't speak the same language, then that's fine as well.
And we even have a couple that, you know, the lady was speaking maybe 40% of English, I would say, but they went to Greece, they traveled together, and, you know, yes, it maybe was a little bit complicated and they still need to use their phone, but if connection is there, if there is like fire burning, you know, then everything will work out, and it's not a problem. So this is the video for today. If you like it, please put your likes, put your thoughts and comments, subscribe to the channel, and if you're not a member of our Telegram community, please join by the link below. We'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you later.